never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hello everybody, Harvey Talks Prison here for another story. Before we get started, if you're new here and you like prison content, hit that subscribe, like and share, helps the channel. When I was in Farmington Correctional Center, I was in this wing that had, well, it had all different types of people, but they had these two in particular that no one really ever paid attention to, nobody really talked to. They kind of stayed to themselves. They were cellies. They celled with one another. And even when they did come out and talk with people, it would be only for a minute or two, and you know, for a few minutes. But anyway, one day, this guard was making these rounds. It was after they locked us down, and they counted and everything, and they was late letting us out for some reason or another. So this guard was making his round, and he stopped at the cell. I heard the keys, you know, so I go to the door to see what's going on. You can hear when the guards are walking their keys, unless they cover them up to keep them from jingling, you can hear them. But he stops at the cell and he stays there for what seems like a long time, maybe 5 minutes or so. Then he opens the door and he tells them, come out of your cell, get dressed and come out. Get dressed and come out. So they came out, you know, after a few minutes, and he had already called for another guard, and they take him down, and I guess into the caseworker's office or something. They talk to him for a while, and they come back with a piece of paper. They've been written up. They got a conduct violation. Well, when they let us out, the one guy immediately comes out and he's telling everybody. Nobody was even talking to him, really asking them that I know of, but he was telling people, the guards got it wrong, you know, we wasn't doing that, we weren't doing the nasty. I was just pulling on, I was just changing clothes, you know. And he goes on, and anybody who would listen, he'd tell this to you, you know. But he got our curiosity up, you know. What do you mean? You know what? He goes, I got wrote up for sexual misconduct.
Say what?
And you know, me and my celly both did. Well, he goes on, like every day goes on and on about this, and finally his celly comes out with a violation. They got 7 days to team you. I don't know why they didn't put him in the hole right away, because that's usually what they do. Like the second or third day, his celly comes out with a write-up, and he comes up and he goes around showing people, this is right, and this, you know, he comes over to me and my celly. We're standing outside in the wing talking to another guy. He says, read this. I just want you to know my celly's lying. My celly says, I don't want to read that crap, and he throws it on the floor. The guy picks it up and says, no, read it. The other guy picks it up and reads it. He goes, my gosh. He goes, man, that guard had to be standing there for a while to get this much detail. And I said, well, he was at their door for like 5 minutes. And anyway, these guys were doing the nasty, you know. And so I just kind of walked away. This guy comes out and he goes, you can't believe my celly, you know, this and that. Well, it gets to such a point that the guards, they go ahead and take them to the hole, because it was they was causing all kinds of problems, you know. And so I guess I got teamed in the hole for the, being team means it's really not a team of people. You go in and see a caseworker, and the caseworker decides whether you're guilty or innocent. I mean, they can do this in the hole, or they can do it before you go to the hole. But they took these guys to the hole because there's one guy, he was really upset that his celly had busted him out, you know, and was telling everybody the truth. And I'm glad I didn't read that write-up, but the guy who read it, he was telling everybody about it too. And so the guy that, one of the guys that got locked up, he, you know, the one who was saying it wasn't true, he about gets into it with the guy. He was arguing with people, you know, he was just causing a big scene. And he's about to get, you know, whooped upon, you know, about to get his wig split because people were getting tired of him. But that just goes to show people that when you're in prison, nothing is hidden. Nothing. It'll come out. It'll come out what you're in prison for. It'll come out if you're doing anything in there, you know, like that. You know, whatever you're doing, people are going to know it. And sometimes rumors too. You can say something. It's not completely true, but, you know, say it as the truth. And the next day it'll be all over the prison. And people used to do that. I thought it was messed up. People used to do that all the time just to get people riled up. You know, they say, oh, they're doing away with the 85%, you know, taking the 85% back, you know, and people think, well, I got a chance of getting out now, you know, and all it is somebody just spreading this rumor just to get people worked up. So nothing is hidden in prison, whether it's fact, rumor, whatever. It gets around. Something can happen at one end of the prison in one housing unit, next day everybody's going to know. And that's the same way with these two here. It wasn't long before the whole prison knew about it, you know. And they came back out of the hole, you know, but the one guy, I don't think he stayed too long, but the other guy, the one that was showing the write-up around the conduct violation, he didn't have no problem, you know. He was, hey, this is who I am. And he was saying he was only keeping it quiet because his celly didn't want anything to be said about it. You know, he's trying to keep it undercover. You can't keep nothing undercover too long in prison. You can't. You know, it all comes out. Anything that happens comes out. So if you, I hope nobody's going to prison, but if you go to prison, just remember that. You know, and just remember you are who you hang around. So, you know, if you're hanging around a bunch of knuckleheads, people are going to think you're one of them, even though you may not be. You know, it's just the way it is. So that's all I got for you today, and I thank you for watching. Bye.